Good morning, Year 5 Green Group, and welcome to your Wednesday maths lesson. Can you put today's date and learning objective in your book? Today we're going to subtract lengths. Then can you do your flashback 4? 1. Compare using the symbols 30 millimeters and 5 centimeters. Number 2. How long is the pack of crayons? Measure it in centimeters and millimeters. One blue circle represents 8 people. Use the symbol to represent 40 people. Number 4, write 251 in words and then do the time. Pause the video while you do that, then we'll check your answers. Let's see how you did. 30 millimeters is the same as 3 centimeters, so that's less than 5 centimeters. The pack of crayons is 8 centimeters and 5 more millimeters. 40 people would be 8 times 5. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Number 4, 251 with the hyphen between the 51. And the time is 12:25. Let's move on into today's learning. Yesterday we were adding lengths. Today we're going to subtract lengths. Let's get ready. Number 1, convert these measurements. 1 centimetre is the same as how many millimetres? 10 millimetres. So 3 centimetres is the same as how many millimetres? We've got 3 of those 10s, so it's 30 millimetres. And I'm telling you the millimetres this time, 50 millimetres. How many centimetres? That's 5 centimetres. Number 2, find the difference between 2 and 6. We can do this by holding 2 in our head and counting up to 6. Or we can hold 6 in our head and count back to 2. Or we can do 6, subtract 2, and we should get the answer 4. Number 3, what is the length of the fish? It's not 8 centimetres because it didn't start on 0. So we start here and we count on. That's 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres, 4 centimetres. But we need our answer in millimetres. So we times that by 10. And we get 40 millimetres. Let's move into our learning. Let's try this problem. The train is so many centimetres long. Now we can see it starts on 0, and where does it end? 6. So it is 6 centimetres long. But what about the van? The van doesn't start on the 0, it starts on the 2. So we're going to use that learning we just practiced in a warm-up. Counting on from the 2, we can see that we've got 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres long. And we need to give our answer in millimetres. So the key fact is 3 centimetres is the same as 30 millimetres. So the answer is 30 millimetres. Well done if you got that. How much longer is the train, because this is longer, compared to the van? Well, if that's 6 centimetres and this was 3 centimetres, then the train is 3 centimetres longer, or 30 millimetres longer than the van. Your turn to have a go at question 1 on the worksheet. When you've done it, come back to me. Let's move on. The large car here is 145 centimetres longer than this smaller car. This large car is 4 metres and 50 centimetres long. So how long is the small car? And I want to give the answer in metres and centimetres. Let's use a bar model to represent it. So the large car is 4 meters and 50 centimeters. And we know that the small car's smaller, so we can represent it like this. It's got to be smaller in this bar. And we know that the difference between them is 145 centimeters. So we put that there. Now we should be able to see a calculation we can do. This large amount, subtract this amount, would make it to the same amount as the small car. So we want to subtract this, but they're not in the same measures. So we need to change this one, 4 meters and 50 centimeters, into just centimeters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter, so this is 4 of those hundreds. So it's 450 centimeters. Now we can do it because we've got the same measures. Let's use a column subtraction method, like so. Lining it up in our hundreds, tens and ones, and we start from here. If I've got 0 ones, can I take 5 ones away? No, because I didn't have any to start with. So I go to here and I'm going to exchange. I'm going to take one of these tens, which leaves this with 4 tens, and give that 10 to here. So now this says 10. 10 ones subtract 5 ones is 5 ones. 4 tens subtract 4 tens leaves me with 0 tens. And 4 hundreds subtract 100 leaves me with 3 hundreds. So how long is the small car? Well, it's 305 centimeters. What's that in meters? Well, 1 meter is 100. And how many of those hundreds did we have? 3. So it's 3 meters and 5 centimeters. And we write that down. Well done if you did that with me. Let's have a go at these. Number 1, 3 centimeters subtract 10 millimeters, and I want the answer in centimeters. That means both of these need to be in centimeters to find the answer. This one is in centimeters, but this one is not. So let's start by changing that. 10 millimeters is the same as 1 centimeter. So we do 3 centimeters subtract 1 centimeter, and that's 2 centimeters. So that's the answer. On this one, 9 centimeters subtract 80 millimeters, but I want my answer in millimeters. So I need to make sure both of these parts are in millimeters. This one is in millimeters, but this one is not. So this is the one I need to change. 9 centimeters. In 1 centimeter, there is 10 millimeters. So 9 of those centimeters is 9 tens, which is, any ideas? 90 millimeters. So 90 millimeters subtract 80 millimeters leaves me with 10 millimeters. So now I can put that answer in. Have you noticed how I'm recording the calculation I'm doing underneath before putting the answer above? Let's try it on the next one. 1 meter subtract 100 millimeters, but I want my centimeters as an answer. Neither of them are in centimeters, so I need to change both of them into centimeters before I start. 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters, and 100 millimeters is the same as 10 centimeters. So let's write that down. 100 centimeters subtract 10 centimeters is the same as 90 centimeters, and I can write the answer in. Well done if you did that. Your turn, please, to pause the video and have a go at questions 2 to 5 on the worksheet. When you've done that, come back to me. Let's see how we can do the next questions. Complete the table so that each row, a row goes along the way, and column, a column goes down the way. They must all add up to make 1 meter. So it looks like this. Each one must make 1 meter. let's remind ourselves of our key facts. 1 centimetre is the same as 10 millimetres, and 1 metre is the same as 100 centimetres. Pause the video and see if you can work out the missing numbers. Let's see how you did. Let's start with the top row. I've got 100 millimetres, add 50 centimetres, add something else. So I need to change this into centimetres. 10 centimetres, add 50 centimetres. What does that make? It makes 60. And 60 add what makes 100 centimetres? 40. So that answer goes there. Let's move on. Let's go to the next row. Now the answer I'm looking for is in centimetres, so I need to change these to centimetres. 200 millimetres is the same as 20 centimetres, and 50 millimetres is the same as 5 centimetres. So let's write it down. 20 add 5 makes 25. What do I add to 25 to get to 100? 75. Well done. So that's the answer that's missing. Let's move now to my last one. I've got 15 centimetres, add 55 centimetres, and I want my final answer in millimetres. So I can add the 15 and the 55 together to make 70. 70 centimetres add what makes 100 centimetres? 30. Well done. But that's 30 centimetres. I want my answer in millimetres. And 1 centimetre is the same as 10 millimetres. So I need to multiply this answer by 10, which is 300 millimetres. Well done. Did you check that each column will add up to 1 metre as well? Pause the video and check. Let's move on. I'd like you to now have a go at the rest of the worksheet and do this into your book, like so. Looking carefully, this is very like what we've just been doing, so that should help you. Then I'd like you to move on to the extra challenges. There are 3 extra challenges today. I'd like you to pause the video and have a check of what they are asking you to do, and I've given you lots of help of how to record that in your book. Pause the video to use this to help you. Good luck with the extra challenges and see you tomorrow.